Hey, this is the Bully's Bully Brock's Boulder. You're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the show with Wrestling with Entertainment, bringing you the latest exclusive, uh, bringing you the latest exclusive breaking news, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday, and interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox. The first audio experience on the web today. I am, of course, your host, that guy, James J., alongside the leader of Squad Khalifa Yacht, who may be joining us a little later. It's a 50-50 deal, as we always know. But who is here? Who's always here? The American Scooter Yacht.
Yeah, can I get two orders of Eagle Lo Mein, two orders of Panda Fried Rice, a couple of fortune cookies, some koala fuyang, and Diet Coke. Thanks. 30 minutes? Alright, good. Hello!
And it was a great day for Wrestling With, as last week on the show we interviewed Brock Spolter. Great conversation, a lot of fun anecdotes. Find out if the Bully's Bully has ever played the video game Bully. Um, he tells us about a date with Larry the Cable Guy, and a lot more. No,
Oh, so much more. And just a heads up, this is not an interview with a boulder that belongs to a guy named Brock.
No, no, it's not from it's not an interview from a boulder from the Bronx. That's for
Or
sure.
or owned by a guy named Brox, because it's Brock's boulder. I didn't know he owned it, so.
Yeah. Alright, coming up this Wednesday we got Squeaky Clean, Casey King, um great interview, great guy. Um if you love how we interview our style, how we do it, um Casey is he fits into that description and he does not disappoint. And we get a lot of interesting anecdotes from Casey, including the reason um, Die Hard is his favorite movie of all time. The story will shock you absolutely 100%. So, and I am not exaggerating this. But if you don't believe me, here's just a small snippet of that interview. Now, could you tell us about the Dublin pub?
The Dublin pub. Oh my goodness, where did you pull that one from?
We do our research here.
Shoot. Alright, so I went. Phil Stamper, the president of wrestling, he hit me up one night and said, "Hey man, Impact and Pro Wrestling Revolver are having a show in Dayton, Ohio. Could you come up and help set up the ring and network and all that?" So me and Mad Nick Mans and a couple other guys, we made the trip to go help Impact and Revolver set up. And the Friday night, it was really just us four that came with me, and then like Sammy Callahan and Jake Christ and Phil Stamper setting up the ring for him. And we asked Sammy Callahan where a good place to eat in Dayton was, and he said the Dublin Pub. So we went to the Dublin Pub, and everyone loved it. Food was delicious. The next morning, however, I have never puked that much in my life.
Ooh.
No one else got sick, so I think it was just something something I did. I got an extra spicy burger and spicy fries and all that, but uh, man, I had we went the night before to get all black clothes just for security purposes on the show, and so I had one of the bigger Walmart bags that you put clothes in, and I filled that thing halfway up with vomit because that's how
Oh,
bad the food poisoning was. And I went and I tried to help the next day, finish the ring and set up chairs and stuff. But man, I was so weak because there was nothing left in my body. But The food was good. No one else got sick. But damn you, Sammy Callahan.
Book that
But
match.
yeah, speaking of death match, let's fuck. Oh goodness, I had never been that sick in my life, buddy.
Ooh. Does not
I
sound
I want to
good.
know where you pulled that from. Who told you about the Dublin pub?
I cannot divulge my resources,
All right.
but I do promise we're not the feds.
Okay, good, good.
Alright, and we got June pretty packed up. We end out May with Greater Wayne. We got Sean Moore at the beginning of June, Zoe Sager, Mike Gamble, and more to come. So you definitely want to listen. Keep an eye out at Wrestling with E on Twitter for more information, and maybe even a bonus interview or two or three. We're not even sure. Alright, are we done putting ourselves on the scooter?
Oh, never, but let's get on with it anyway.
It's a great day for wrestling. We got in the news this week Roman Reigns possibly taking a step back from live events and lesser paid previews of special live. Is it special live events or premium live events?
Premium live events.
Premium live events. And premium live events. What are your thoughts on Roman doing this? Because it kind of seems like it's a little bit out of nowhere.
You know, there's a word, there's a term for this. Oh, and I can't remember what it is for the life of me. So I'll just say, uh, I guess he caught something from Brock.
Are you saying he got injured during the match, or are you saying
Uh,
that he kind of figured out he could maybe work a block schedule?
yeah, I think, I think, I think fame is actually going to Roman's head, and to do this when the company has been put on your shoulders is is one thing if you're not the main champion of a brand, but you're both, and you're gonna say, oh, I'm gonna take a step back while you're not going to do the right thing and do the job for someone who could really use a shot in the arm of their career and use those titles. I mean, I'm probably in the minority here, but I think this makes Roman an absolute pussy. I'm sorry.
That's an interesting take on it. I I feel either one of two things happens here. Roman is legitimately injured from his match against Brock, and they're trying to cover it up by giving him enough time to heal. He didn't really do a lot in the match at WrestleMania Backlash. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Um, he just kind of came in, did what he had to, and was done. So I don't. It's either he's still injured, and they're kind of covering it up because they don't want to take those belts off of him. Or they kind of realize that they painted themselves into a corner. Because what are we waiting for? What is the main match that Roman is doing in the future that everybody wants to see? Shooter?
Well, it's either Roman Cody or Roman Rock.
Roman Rock. And when do we want to see Roman and Rock? At
Couple
WrestleMania.
years, a couple years ago, maybe.
But more specifically, this year's WrestleMania. And I don't think that they quite have faith in Roman to keep up what he has going for another year and have the people still be invested in it. It would probably be like a coach screw for the rest of the year just to get to that one match. I really don't think that they have any plans after they do that match between Rock and Roman. I think it's kind of let's get there and we figure out what happens afterwards. Um, and this is kind of their way of preserving Roman Reigns, kind of have him in the shadows but still at the forefront, and not get sick of him. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, Brock had his contract laid out like this. Okay, Roman Roman is seen as the face of the company at this point.
He is the face of it. Well,
He
he's face B. Becky's still
and,
face A, I would say.
and the fact that this is this piece of information is getting out while he's still champion, while there's nobody nobody relatively close to ending his reign. Somebody is a little bit there, not all the way there.
There's at least two people that's
Uh,
almost
uh,
there.
I can make an argument for three people. Um, we'll get to that a bit later, but Roman, either we're being worked, or Roman is getting too big for his britches. Roman and Rock, if and when it happens, should not involve the title. Clearly.
Why would you say that?
Okay. I think it's a lose-lose situation for the titles. Situation one. Roman beats Rock. After that, I'm frankly gonna believe that his reign will not end, and it's gonna turn fans away.
You say that nobody could beat him, but then we could absolutely get like the next month at WrestleMania Backlash an upset and somebody beats Roman out of freaking nowhere.
Then it steps on the progress. See, the WWE has created a Frankenstein monster in Roman's run with the titles. They've now they've put him in the position where he can do what he wants, and he can practically choose at this point. Situation A, Roman wins, which basically means, okay, he's the superior Samoan, he's still the champion. Great. Fabulous. Guess what? It's going to be the first Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania I won't watch. Situation 2, The Rock wins and becomes WWE champion in the 2020s. 10 years. 10 years after his last temporary reign.
I can't believe it's been 10 years since he's won the championship. And
Yeah,
that was
and
10 years
yep,
from the last time, right?
yep.
Yeah.
It would be a literal 10 years. And so Rock, you really expecting The Rock to stick around and be a full-time champion? No. So Rock wins the title, and our old pal Abeyance gets the title. Or situation 3, it's not about titles. It's about pride. It's about stepping out of the shadow of The Rock and Roman finally putting that last nail in the coffin.
Well, let me ask you this question. Because Brock and Roman was probably sabotaged in the fact that they put both belts on Roman. And now we don't have a champion anymore. Do you see Roman at least losing the WWE Championship in before WrestleMania next year? So we have at least two championships, or do you feel that Roman is they're just gonna he's just gonna hold both belts until it doesn't make sense anymore, which it already doesn't make sense.
They are basically, they either have to keep both of them on or they're going to do something stupid like like Roman enters the Rumble and whoever eliminates him uh could either get one of the titles right then, or could go to WrestleMania to challenge him for both.
It's actually a really cool concept. But unfortunately,
But
they have done
yeah,
that before in the past.
yeah, and
With Roman, ironically enough.
I mean, quite honestly, I think the only thing that could stop this from, backfiring is if Roman actually does lose one of the titles on Raw or SmackDown.
I don't think that they would do it on a Raw and SmackDown, especially when they
That,
have four stadium shows in the next 6 months.
I mean, they had the chance to, give Ronda Rousey the victory by all means that she should have gotten at WrestleMania. She gets it at Backlash. Great. The point is this needs to subvert expectations. It needs to skew away from, oh, only the significant title changes will happen in stadium shows. No, significant moments happen at stadium shows, not necessarily specific title changes. I
So
mean,
who does it? Cody or Drew?
if if Cody can't do it, well, put it this way: Cody wins Money in the Bank, and we won't see him cash it in um, until Rock and Roman is made official. Uh, Rock will end up, hitting Roman with the rock bottom. Out comes Cody. Boom. One title off, and we're back to having a champion on Raw.
Hmm, interesting.
Now,
But I
the,
kind I kind of
I,
feel if that is a scenario, I kind of feel Cody wouldn't go that route. I feel like Cody would go for the actual match. But that's just my perspective on things.
see, the only person I think that can logistically beat Roman and clean and make it look believable is Seth.
And and you're absolutely right about that. And things are not well. There is that setup of Roman still hasn't beaten Seth in a one-on-one match for a title. And it doesn't even need to be cleanly. Set, people will be fine with some type of shenanigans between Seth that Seth does to win the match.
Now, another scenario pops into my head, and we end up getting the next biggest heist of the century, and Money in the Bank happens again at WrestleMania, except it happens after the match has ended. It happens after Roman beats Rock.
Hmm, interesting.
Imagine that stadium pop. 75,000 people. I'm spitballing a number. I'm probably nowhere near accurate. Just booing, booing, and holding up their index fingers. And then Roman has finally, put the end, put the final exclamation point. He finally stepped out of the shadow of his cousin, and suddenly wrestling has more than one royal family.
Adrenaline in my bones. Something,
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 Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes. That now that I think about it, it seems they're probably they're probably setting up for something big in terms of how Roman loses.
Huh? Well, we could fantasy book all day.
Yes, we could.
But, whatever they're going to do, it's probably going to make a lot of expectations. Um, Speaking of late flat expectations, NXT 2.0 might be touring soon, sooner rather than later. Does does NXT have a strong enough following right now for them to tour?
Uh, I mean, they could. they're probably going to stick to Florida, Central Florida for the time being. Um, Maybe they will, expand into Georgia, maybe even the Carolinas. Uh, but NXT has been so confined that NXT house shows aren't. I wouldn't expect them to be that greatly attended in the beginning.
I mean, the first house show I went to for NXT featured Shinsuke Nakamura and Bobby Roode, Cien Almas, DIY, Ember Moon, Asuka, and I'm not sure. Does Braun Breaker and Mandy Rose have the star power for people to put their money down and say, I want to see them?
It just Mandy Rose, yes, because Braun Breaker does not look good in a thong.
That you know of. There's no pictures out there.
Just imagine him in the neon green Borat thing. Yes, you might. My name is Braun Breaker. Uh, Congrats. I apologize for everybody who now cannot get it up after hearing that. Uh, NXT, if they're going to tour, they have to do what they've kind of been doing, and they have to throw a couple of, main roster stars in it. I
That's
mean,
interesting. So,
having a couple of main roster stars, one, well, it'll add more drawing power. Two, it will make NXT feel like it's a separate brand. It'll make people somewhat forget that it's still a WWE developmental, but because wow, we're getting so and so
Rey Mysterio.
when he's on he's been on Raw for the past. Oh wow, it gives that indie feel when when promoters can get decent names. So I mean, you throw two, maybe three, one guy, one team, one woman.
Like have a
Uh,
Sasha Naomi tag team match.
that too as well. Um,
Maybe,
uh,
I mean, just for nostalgia wise, Bobby Roode.
yeah, I mean, you could probably do something akin to like we have an NXT breakout tournament. Why not have a legacy tournament?
Interesting.
Yep, to take 8 of the superstars that came up from NXT and give them an NXT, put them in an NXT legacy tournament. The winner can face the NXT champion.
You're actually getting me excited for maybe a possible NXT uh, live event coming up. I mean, if they do it.
Plus the added addition that they're likely going to be taping level up matches. So instead of 2
I thought it
hours,
was low up.
level up, LVL up,
Low.
level up.
Love,
Love.
love, yeah.
Love.
Portia, how do you say
NXT,
it?
NXT,
Good boy.
NXT motorboating. Whoa. Uh,
What would you do for a pair of shoes?
stop. Never mind.
Damn, with a cheeseburger. I don't know why I just decided
It,
to be consistent at that moment.
so instead of a 2 hour show, you get 3.5 hours. Uh, and basically it's gotta happen slow, and it's gotta happen with Raw and SmackDown as a crutch.
Alright. Um, talking about crutches, MGF is reportedly still very unhappy with his current contract with AEW, wanting to get to WWE or get more money or get something that he's not being fulfilled right now with AEW. Is this just a lack of maturity or is MGF just working us off?
If there was anyone to doubt in this, it's MJF. You know,
He's literally
say
the boy that cried wolf.
yes, and if he could get anybody to believe, if there was anybody that could get anybody to believe him, it's him. Now, I don't think. Make no mistake, I think Tony Khan's an idiot, but I don't think he's that much of an idiot to let essentially AEW's biggest homegrown star and
Darby Allin.
best, best on the mic to let him go without, a fight. Because
MJF is kind of taking advantage of Tony Khan's lack of experience in pro wrestling.
uh, okay, he maybe has a lack of experience in pro wrestling. What he has experience in is contracts
That is true.
and athletic contracts. Now,
But one thing that he hasn't did within those contracts is creative.
and the one thing we are not taking into account, yes, MJF is unhappy with his contract, but is MJF unhappy with his role on TV?
Why? I mean, why would he be? He's in a feature.
Exactly.
He's always featured. He's never not featured in AEW.
Exactly. So I don't know if this is a case of Tony being too afraid to admit he bit off more than he could chew when signing all this talent,
Oh, for sure.
or if he really is trying to play hardball with MJF, or whether or not this is just a complete work.
Right.
I mean, let's not forget that MJF is the guy who shamed his mother on Twitter
True.
for the Mother's Day.
Do you do you think that Tony Khan would let MJF go just because he's unhappy or just to get rid of the headache? Or do you feel like this is a Vince McMahon, Shawn Michaels, you're in my clutches, you ain't going nowhere type situation?
If I was Tony, I would pull every string Imaginable at this point. Yeah, WWE is interested in MJF. We don't know who is interested in MJF. In fact, whoever I might be interested might not, have a primary role in the company anymore. Another three-lettered man.
Bro, I
Uh,
didn't ask for a job. They offered me one.
but M- MJF will not have his success in AEW will not parlay into success in the WWE.
100%. He,
MJF going from AEW to WWE is it's going to end up exactly like EC3.
was EC3 considered a great promo
And
before
no,
WWE?
but back when they re-signed him, he was considered one of the top names now on the industry. Now one of the top free agents,
I mean,
and the
they have to
WWE
say that.
turned him into a joke.
I could make the argument that he was never that and he was always a joke, but I'm sure we could that's another conversation for another time.
I mean, at this point, they'll sign MJF and they'll rename him Patrick Bateman, and we'll get the American Psycho.
Or he could be Matt Matt well Matt Friedman. Uh,
Mm.
Not
Yeah, yeah.
Jacob Friedman.
He could be.
Maxwell's younger brother.
Uh, oh God, what was I think? Uh, oh, uh, Mordecai, Jonah, or uh,
Did you see Barry Horowitz on
yes, I saw Barry Horowitz. They are leaning into the Judaism, and I had a whole tweet in Hebrew prepared for MJF. I really did.
that might have even gotten a like from MJF.
I mean, it's good to know Barry Horowitz is still alive and well.
Yeah, he didn't look too bad.
I mean, patting himself on the back must be great exercise. Uh, you know, I half expect them to do this again, and them, and then they get Whoopi Goldberg on the promo, and she's like, "And I'm not even Jewish. Did you just assume? Did you just go looking for any Goldberg?"
Well, we couldn't get Gilbert.
I mean, he could be my Jewish friend.
Let's uh let's go on to another topic. Lacy Evans. I don't know if you've been keeping up with these
Yes, I have. I've
very
been keeping up with
traumatic
her. Yep.
uh, promo she's been doing on SmackDown. Not taking anything away from her story. I just feel things like that should just be on the documentary rather than on WWE TV. That being said, it was all for nothing because they're planning on putting her back on Raw and as a heel.
Heel. Yep.
What the fuck?
Eh, Oh God, I mean, you don't have somebody play into their tragedies and their lowest points of life. Yes, it made them stronger, but making them reflect on them uh, to essentially make the promo more shoot is it's quite it's quite despicable. And as a someone who's been in recovery for 11 years, as somebody who has luckily lived and continues to fight the battle, uh, over addiction, it's it's a it's an unspoken rule of basic human decency.
Right, it doesn't really need to be spoken.
Yeah, I mean, are, are they trying to evoke? Were they trying to evoke pity? I mean, is the did who thought the best way to get somebody behind a wrestler was to, go out and tell them how terrible your life was growing up.
And whatever cheap tactics it was, or however they went about it, maybe they were trying to tap into, oh, she's the all-American girl that came from tragedy and became a U.S. military, because we know Vince McMahon loves all that. It doesn't matter anymore, because she's not on the show that, first and foremost, she's not on the show that they built those promos around. They put it back on Raw. And second of all, it don't matter anymore because she's now a heel and we're not supposed to like her.
I mean, are we now? Is the point? Oh, boo! We hope you. And I apologize to anybody for saying this in advance. Trigger warning right here. Are we supposed to be like, boo? We hope you OD. We hope you're found with a needle in your arm. Or some shit like that. That's that, not a lot of things in wrestling can really piss me off. Everything in wrestling I can take with a grain of salt. Using these moments which for more for which more or less are true.
Right.
Uh, just to like make her a heel. It's like half a step forward, 9 steps back. Like, you know, the first thing I thought about Lacey Evans when they were looking to do something with her is why not bring in Sergeant Slaughter for a bit? Because technically they're both from Paris Island, South Carolina.
You know, I really felt like they had something with the lady gimmick. And I feel like they didn't go far enough with it to have a girl that has old-fashioned values, to have a
Yeah.
girl that says, these girls don't have tattoos, girls don't eat undignifiedly, girls don't, a girl's place is next to her man, and really have that really push that old-fashioned lady gimmick and really do something with it, especially now that you came back from having a baby. Like Hank was saying, a real lady has a baby and then comes back and takes care of her children. You kind of understand what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And now they've brought her back and put her in military fatigue pants and a, make no mistake, that black sheer onesie. Yeah, that's a thong. That is a thong.
Do they know what to do with Lacy Evans?
I don't know. I mean, the Southern Belle, the Southern Belle that gives you hell. I mean,
Are we just going to brush everything that was said in those promos under the rug like it never happened and have her just be the lady gimmick, or are we doing, or is she just going to be like a Sergeant Slaughter or anti-American? This is the chic Lacy Evans.
oh God, what's is there a female equivalent of a chic?
I mean, she could be a Russian sympathizer with everything.
No, 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 no.
I mean, we were literally in a war in the Gulf Coast, and that was when the prominence of Sergeant Slaughter was men. So I
Ah,
mean, it's not past their
oh,
morality level.
she could be the Iron Sheikah. Sheikah is the female equivalent of a sheik. The Iron Sheikah.
It sounds like she's
He-Man's cousin.
Mexican. but I think we'll just stop it there before this goes
Yeah.
any further than it needs to.
Uh, he,
All right. Uh,
uh,
yeah.
there is one more story. I don't know if you were gonna do this, but another new promotion is about to spring up.
Was it
Ran,
Freddie Prinze Jr.?
ran. No, it's ran by the authors of Pain.
Interesting.
They're calling it the Wrestling Entertainment Series. They are calling it WES. Uh, it was noted how the authors of Pain were planning a return to the ring for their first match after leaving WWE. They had reached out to other wrestlers about an event they plan on running in early June from Dubai. They filed for these trademarks 10 days ago, specifically WES Wrestling Entertainment Series. And it was officially announced that the WES will debut on Saturday, June 4th, from the Motorpoint Arena in Nottingham, England. And it will air live on Fight TV. It was noted that some of the biggest names in professional wrestling will be announced soon and a celebrity kickoff event is set to take place as well. They plan on running shows across Europe and the Middle East, which would make this the, I think, one of the first promotions to be a mainstay in the Middle East.
You might not be wrong about that.
Uh, Paul Ellering will be returning. Uh, it appears that uh, Akam, real name Sunny Dinsa, and Rezar, real name Gazim Salmani, have put a lot of thought into this and have taken the time to ensure we get a decent product, something that isn't choose your narrative. Uh, there is a countdown clock at WrestlingEntertainmentSeries.com that is set to expire this coming Monday at around 11:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That would make it 4:40 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, or 8:40 a.m. your time, James. Other than that, they claim the Wrestling Entertainment Series is the future of sports entertainment, and they are planning on making something out of sending invites to participants. So, I know off air we talked about, my idea of how, pro wrestling could be ran like the World Series of Poker,
Yes.
or even like a legitimate sport with standings actually matter. This might be it.
It doesn't sound like they have asked it. It seems like they have put a lot of thought into what they're doing, which
Which
is,
yeah,
appreciated, honestly.
which explains why we really haven't seen a lot of them, or heard anything, about them really until
Now,
this.
yes.
So hopefully that's a good sign of things to come.
It doesn't seem
Uh,
like it's ran maybe out of spite, right? It seems like it's coming from a good place of maybe just the love of pro wrestling, which is always a good thing when it comes to promotions.
that and I believe heritage and identity play a huge factor here, because they want to be the promotion that's thought of when you think of Middle East and professional wrestling. It's ambitious, and I wish them all the success in the world. I absolutely want this to succeed.
I can't agree more. I hope this isn't the last we talk about this promotion. That being said, something did come to my mind while we were talking. Ric Flair has been legitimately training to make a return to the ring. Do you think we could see him in Wrestling Entertainment Series?
No, no, no.
Who could
I'm
legitimately have a safe match with Ric Flair that isn't Jay Lethal?
plus it's the getting the insurance bond to cover a 70-year-old man wrestling.
Right.
when in front of a huge audience.
Will it be a huge
Uh,
audience? I mean, what promoter with morals would book this? Unless you're Vince McMahon, Tony Khan, or Scott D'Amore.
maybe Rob Black and XPW. That's the name I have. Maybe John Zandick of CZW. Oh no, I'm sorry. He's not even running CZW anymore. That's DJ Hyde.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, PJ Hart.
Uh, hmm.
Court Bauer.
Is Court Bauer even running MLW anymore?
As far as I know, I haven't heard anything different.
Well, you know what? MLW would probably be my bet. But at this point, Ric Flair is simply looking to outdo Vern Gagne.
I think he's just chasing that dragon. Honestly, he fucked up with WWE not having his last match there, and kind of soiling it with a failed run at at TNA, and now
Mama
he
Choo Woo!
and now he kind of wants to correct that. And I definitely see, I understand that, but it really needs to be. If it's only one match, God willing, it's just one match. Um, it has to be the right place, the right time, with the right dancing partner. And anything different, and it's just going to be a shit show.
Who knows? Maybe Ric Flair is actually training for Dancing with the Stars, Survivor, maybe even The Amazing Race.
Dancing
Uh,
with the survival rate, amazing
dancing, da-
survivor
da-
race.
dancing with the Starvivors.
There you go.
I mean, I mean, Charlotte is taking some time off, so uh,
That's just
what?
what Charlotte wanted to do with her free time. Go on a race with her father.
Well, her choices are that or get knocked up.
I know at least one person that is okay with that.
Frank Stallone.
Sure.
Or oh God, what was the guy in TNA? Sam Shaw?
Sam Shaw.
Or
No,
or
Graham. Was it Graham? Who was Graham? Or Bram?
oh
Graham?
yes, Bram. It
Yeah,
was Bram.
Graham.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Alright. Um, any last bit of news or comments you want to say before we get into our review of Backlash?
This just in. My Eagle Lomain is here. No. Um. Uh. Yes. Let's get into. Oh, and finally, last thing I'll say to this: MJF's parody of Dark Side of the Ring, brilliant.
Now, a quick word from our sponsors.
Rogue Energy, the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, whether it be juices, shakes, smoothies, and everything else in between. Their low calorie, no sugar energy formula is the perfect alternative to sugar filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Their extreme formula provides the most energy, focus, and sports performance possible. Their hydration line offers focus, ingredients without the added caffeine. Drink it anytime you're thirsty. And their shake formula is so delicious. Who doesn't love a cookies and cream, 0 calorie energy milkshake. First and foremost, they've designed every Rogue product line with performance and effectiveness in mind. It is critical that you look at the nutrition panels of drinks when comparing options. There are countless off brands out there that are presenting low quality, poorly dosed formulas that amount to expensive caffeine water. Every formula they produce is designed with optimal levels of high quality ingredients. Additionally, you won't find a powdered gaming drink brand that dissolves better. No need to have chalky textures in your drink. Their taste profiles are unmatched, specifically designed for gamers, athletes, students, entrepreneurs, people with hectic schedules, individuals with low energy, podcasters who can't shut up, people who are health conscious, and so much more. Great as both a pre workout and as a coffee energy drink replacement. Specifically designed every Rogue product line to be the best gaming drink on the planet. Rogue Energy, more focus, more wins.
Use promo code WrestlingWithE for 10% off your next purchase. And we are wrestling with WWE WrestleMania Backlash Premium Live event. It came to us last Sunday from Providence, Rhode Island, the Dunkin' Donuts Center. Oddly enough, we don't have an attendance on this. Um, but it was definitely a memorable event. Just for, honestly, pure, unadulterated wrestling.
We do right now the attendance looks to be about 8,000 ish. The building normally holds 10,000 for a pro wrestling event. So uh,
Somewhere around there.
yeah, 200 seats, not legit, not sold.
All it was kind of their loss because this was a great event. And it's hard. When was the last time we saw a WWE event where we could say we legitimately saw great wrestling from top to bottom, Scooter?
It's been a while since there has been a post WrestleMania premium live event that is enjoyable. Most of the time, it's the same old, and you end up just getting frustrated, getting more of the same. This was it was entertaining from top to bottom. It was worth watching.
And it's funny you say the same old. We had four matches that were WrestleMania rematches, and yet they made it still interesting and unique enough to be completely different from what they did the month prior. And that's saying something, isn't it?
It's saying something, especially given what was supposed to happen, and as of this recording, what happened last night on SmackDown. But I'll get to that when we get to talking about the main event.
But alright, so we got our first match out. Cody Rhodes defeated Seth Rollins in 20 minutes and 45 seconds. An absolute classic. Somehow better than the first match. Uh, your thoughts, Scooter?
Absolutely. Just want to make a quick note. This is, I believe, the first time they've done a kickoff show with no kickoff match.
Yeah, you're right about that.
If they did, we didn't know about it. But uh, you know, my first and of course, if you heard this on the remix on YouTube, a Pacecast, uh, then you heard my my skepticism about, is this an indication of the WWE putting out what we want to see first and then banking on us tuning out later? Uh, luckily I was, proven wrong, and this match was it it was good. I would put it on the same level as the WrestleMania match. I would rate it the same. It it was it was different, and it still had the level of performance you come to expect. Still had a tiny little bit left, which I believe will come in when the feud concludes. Uh,
How do you feel about that it's going one more round and Cody already beat Seth twice?
well, yeah, I was using Seth Rollins and Edge as a measuring stick for this, and you know, didn't expect Cody to win, 2 times out.
Right,
Um, and especially if you're a returning talent, uh, usually the first thing that happens is you get humbled.
right.
Uh, not not with Cody, and the fact that
There's yet to be the next.
that Seth tried to play those mind games, and yet Cody still managed to use those mind games to help him. It says a great deal, I think, about Cody's time away from WWE, what he learned about himself while in AEW, and now look forward to a hopefully long and productive second chance in WWE. That being said, the third match I do not think will end up on pay per view. At Hell in a Cell.
You don't think
I don't.
it's heading into a cell match?
I don't think they would risk putting Cody inside a cell just yet.
I disagree,
Um,
though.
uh, given that Seth and Edge had their third and final match on SmackDown.
No, the cell match was the final match.
Oh, the SummerSlam match was the final match, wasn't it?
No, it was SummerSlam, the SmackDown from the Garden, and then the Saudi Radio show. That was
Oh,
rumors.
oh God, I forgot about the Saudi Arabia show. Shit, maybe that wasn't as good as I thought it was. Oh crap. Uh, this could, all right. We'll get Cody and Seth on.
Philly Street will fight on Raw, and we're good to go.
Who knows? But whenever we get Cody Seth 3, it's gonna be great.
How many stars do you give this one?
4.
I give it 5. I got this perfect storytelling. Alright, next match. Anything but an instant classic. Almost with MVP defeated Bobby Lashley in 8 minutes and 50 seconds. I'm still the only with a burrito from the last match. Um, this was what it needed to be, right? If I'm Austin Lynn, why would they feud in the first place, right?
Yep. Basically.
How many stars did you give this?
Uh, 1.5.
I'm being generous with 2 stars, honestly. Um, Next match, Edge defeated AJ Styles in 16 minutes and 25 seconds. Another great match between two of the best on the roster right now. Um, it kind of feels like they're just this is all happening. This new faction that Edge has built is all coming at the expense of AJ Styles. And I'm not even saying Finn Balor and AJ Styles. AJ Styles. Because he's the only one really taking L's here to Edge. For anybody that doesn't know or don't know, Rhea Ripley joined Judgment Day to cost AJ the match and give Edge the W. But what are your thoughts on it, Scooter?
You know, this is all the makings of a classic, heel victory. Edge hasn't been able to beat AJ without somebody helping him now. And if there's any third match that goes into a cell, it's this one.
I agree completely.
Um, you gotta figure a way to keep any potential new Judgment Day members out. And you have to find a creative way to get the newest one in.
Very true. It's gonna be Christian. Oh no no! Have a talent swap. Have it be Marco Stunt. I mean, he swapped with Christian swapped with Marco for.
Or maybe it'll be MJF and he'll join as Jew.
Hmm.
I mean that's an even swap, a Christian for a Jew. God bless you. But clearly, I'm talking about the fog needed to get Finn Balor in the ring.
I mean, he could just break the cell with his ass if he needs to.
Wait, did you say with his ass or abs?
His ass. Because he's fat ass thin.
that will haunt him. Talk about body dysmorphia, for God's sakes. I think AJ Edge 2 was was great. It fell a little bit short of the WrestleMania match.
If he would have cut his face again, would it have been more interesting?
I think it would have been better if he had been hit with more than what Rhea Ripley did to him to win.
I mean, if they're gonna get hit anywhere, that's gonna be the place that all men could relate to.
He was pinned after a kick to the balls.
This is correct. Alright, how many stars do you give this one?
You know what? I am gonna be generous, and I'm going to give it a solid 4.
I agree with you, solid 4. Because we're going to go into a solid steel cage next.
A salad?
Yeah, solid. Delicious. Ronda Rousey defeated Charlotte Flair in an I Quit match to capture the SmackDown Women's Championship in 16 minutes and 35 seconds. This was not a pretty match, but it looked a hell of a lot better than the WrestleMania match for sure. Well, depending on
Yes.
how you ask.
And there was 100% less nipple, which that knocks off 3 stars right away for me.
I thought it would.
I mean, with Ronda Rousey, it just could have been an I call your spot match.
Well, I mean, if I'm being on her side for a moment here, yeah, she's still very good, and she's only in the position that she's in because of her namesake. But I mean,
Mm.
all things considering, she is doing pretty well with it, and it
Now,
doesn't seem like she's going anywhere at the moment. I mean, she's champion.
put it this way. She is a badass because she is a legit badass. But she is being a bitch because she doesn't know what else to do.
Yes, you are absolutely
She's
right about
it's almost as if she's trying to be a female Stone Cold.
I would say a female Stone
But
Cold. I would say,
but with
yeah,
with morals.
with morals.
With morals. Somebody who acts like Stone Cold but can still be an inspiration to girls everywhere.
I'm gonna take this bitch and I'm gonna fuck her up. But don't do drugs, because that's not cool.
I'm gonna fuck her up and then I'm gonna sign her up for night school.
Because you can achieve your dream and break bitches' arms.
I mean, would wrestling be a lot more interesting if the losers were forced to go to school and get a 9 to 5 job? A loser goes to DeVry match.
Well, I
Would be
mean,
fun.
uh, Kane and Daniel Bryan went to Angle Management. Is that kind of the same?
Well, I mean, considering that Nikki Cross got her, was it her college degree? Was it her MBA? Was it her PhD? While while on the road, um, I think somebody could tolerate a few months at the University of Phoenix. Go Fighting Phoenixes!
Yeah. I mean, there's always the University of American Samoa.
I always liked the University of Australian Samoa,
All legit schools.
or oh, what was it? Uh wait, the yeah, International British Samoa University. Nothing says education like IBS. I was struggling to make that joke, damn it.
Well, it did.
You didn't say where it hit though.
Alright. How many stars would you give this one?
I think it's it was enjoyable. I think it was enjoyable for all the wrong reasons, though. So I'm gonna. I think. I think a solid 3, no more, no less.
I'll give it a 4. Just because I kind of feel like they knew what they were capable in this match and they stuck to it. They didn't try to do something. They didn't have to try and get over, and the right person went over, and it just seemed right.
Yeah, but the whole thing at the end where he goes, "Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say, bitch." Like, oh, oh, God. Like, the only other person that says bitch more than Ronda Rousey is Freddy Krueger.
I was gonna say Jesse Pinkman.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Uncle Jesse from Full House.
Why did your mind go to the full
I
house?
don't know. I'm in a stamos state of mind.
No, Pinkman, Breaking Bad. Yeah,
Oh,
bitch.
you know it's good because it's blue, bitch.
Yeah, there you go.
Jesse Pinkman for EMF.
The only name for that. Alright, I give it. Did I say I give it 4 stars? I can't remember. I think so.
I think you said you gave -5 stars.
Oh, well, if I gave it -5 stars, I must have hated it.
You master what in it? Uh, no, you said 4.
Okay. Uh, Matt Tapmore versus Happy Corbin, 8 minutes and 40 seconds. I feel like this match went 8 minutes and 30 seconds too long.
You know, I I desperately wanted to hate this match. I really did. It it did what it had to,
Get knocked out.
and
Get knocked out
yes,
over.
and it slowly but surely, Madcap is starting to get over. Now the WWE needs to focus in on him. I mean, he's got a look. He's got a look that's favorable to management.
Like SpongeBob.
So, where's the leak, man? By the way, I just completed SpongeBob SquarePants battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated.
Congratulations.
Yes, I caught all 100 pairs of underwear.
And then
You know,
you
these were,
started playing
you
games.
these were white when I bought them. Now they're yellow. Madcap, yeah, he's got potential. Uh, Corbin, Corbin could, you know, and I hate to say this, but you know, Corbin could die and he'd have more personality. Uh, um, Nevertheless, yes, this match did what it needed to. It was also, a much needed, piss break, plus an extra 8 minutes to go over the footage from Ronda and Charlotte to see if there was any nipple. Uh, was this the worst match on the card? No. Was it the second worst match on the card? Yes. Uh, Uh, I'm gonna give it. You know what, James? You first this time.
I give it 82 stars in the Tokyo Dome.
Well, I give it 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. Uh, which evens it out to about mm, yeah, 82 stars. 1 3/4.
One in the stink. This wasn't an inclusion. But and then we got the main
So
event.
wait. So we're really going with 82 stars and 1 3/4 stars.
Yes. I mean, legitimately 1.5 stars, but no, I'll keep it at 82. And I feel like Madcap, it's what happens after the Happy Corbin rivalry that really matters. If they continue to take this guy and build what they got with Happy Corbin, then things should be fine. But if they let him fall to the wayside after this rivalry, then it's pretty much done for him. And he's going to be chasing the 24/7 championship in about 2 months.
Yeah, probably. Yep. Madcap will be the one to beat Roman. I've spoken it. Now it shall come to pass.
Let's see if it does or not. And that brings us to the main event. The Bloodline, Roman Reigns, and the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, with Paul Heyman defeated OK Nick Bro, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, and Riddle in 22 minutes and 20 seconds. Roman got the pin on Riddle. Your thoughts on the match, Scooter?
First, can we say how nice it was to see the Fiend at ringside?
Oh yeah,
He certainly lost a lot of weight
I think he cut a
since we seen him.
couple inches as well.
Uh, I mean, we always had an idea that the Fiend was, 2 kids in a trench coat. Uh, Now we know for sure, but I mean, when Pat McAfee says your name on TV and you're no longer under the employ of the company.
Give him a chance.
But uh, this, I mean, you know, I'm of the belief that 6-man tag main events for premium live event main events are cop outs. When when you're when you're just trying to get to the next show, that is a transitional style main event. Given that the main event was supposed to be for the tag team titles, which might have marked the first time uh, in 27 years that the tag team championship has been featured in a main event.
What was the last
Of
one?
the last time, I believe, was in the Triple Jeopardy match. Shawn Michaels and Diesel against was supposed to be Owen Hart and Yokozuna turned out to be the British Bulldog and Yokozuna.
Yeah.
September 95. Um, that being said, I'm not sure if turning this into a 6-man saved this, but
Considering
this
what
match,
happened on SmackDown.
yes, considering what happened on SmackDown last night, because next week on SmackDown it will be RK Bro versus the Usos, winner take all. that also being said, you figure it's a 6-man tag. Okay, Roman could finally take an L. And, and it's not gonna, hurt him.
Right.
Hell, it'll even make, Drew at least a logical potential, you know, uh, contender for what's coming up.
Right.
Um, Yet the Bloodline walked away with the win here.
Yes.
And while this was better than it had any right to be, uh,
It still maybe should have been the main event.
yeah, the Bloodline winning it took the wind right out of my sails.
I mean, but somehow, okay, McMahon win this. And you said maybe a pinfall over Roman. Maybe they're not doing that right now. But would a pinfall over Jimmy or Jay matter at this point? Would anybody care about that? I think
If
that
it
was
was
more expected than a Bloodline debut.
if it was Drew that did it, you know, while Roman looking on and Roman's too afraid to get in the ring to make the save, but instead you get Roman pinning Riddle.
Right. Which doesn't really do anything for Roman at this point.
No, and that's a big drag. Still entertaining though. Still, I think rounded out uh, this event and made it enjoyable. Yeah, this was I think really the right way to do a post WrestleMania pay per view. You know you're gonna have the most anticipated matches are going to be WrestleMania rematches, and you know that the matches in between are going to be when people want to get themselves a snack, take a piss,
Right.
whatever. Uh, so
I think this is
well,
the best premium live of them just in booking of what matches win on when. No?
I could say that. I could also say that might be also saying too much, given the nature of booking order in the recent months.
Right.
So, I mean, yes, this is the best logically booked show in terms of order of matches, but it won't be hard to beat.
Interesting. What would you give this match?
I I'm gonna give it if it turned out differently, I would give it a 4. I'm gonna instead give it a solid 3.5.
And I agree 100% with that. I also give it a 2.5. Alright. Where would you how would you rate this whole premium life of man as a whole? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
Yep, I'm gonna give it the old thumbs up.
I give it the thumbs up as well. It was entertaining from top to bottom. Even though we had some Breedle matches, luckily those Breedle matches weren't too terribly long and got us to what we really wanted to see. Alright, that will conclude this episode. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. Um, Join us this Wednesday as we interview Casey King, Squeaky King. Um, and of course, this video is sponsored by World Energy Player One. Um, and follow the show at Wrestling with Evil on Twitter and Instagram for all of your wrestling entertainment needs, news, upcoming interviews, when they're coming out, who's coming on, links to everything, all on our Twitter page at Wrestling with Eve again. You can follow me at JamesShay993. You can follow Kaliko at I am Kaliko and ask where is Kaliko and why is Kaliko and who is Kaliko.
And how is Kaliko?
Very true. Like major life events. He's not here. And what can we find Scooter?
As always, find me on Twitter at Scooter Dust. Find me and James hosting The Remix now on YouTube. A premium audio companion experience for this new day and age. Alternate commentary for a new era of broadcasting. Next time we come to you, June 5th, Hell in a Cell. Gonna be amazing. And of course, find me along with Rico Constantino Jr. and the rest of the Smoking Dragons clan. Twitch.tv/Smoking Dragons.
For Kaliko Yacht and Scooter Dust, I'm James Shane and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
Adieu.
Hey guys, this is Brutal Bob Evans from Hangs with Bob Seminars and TheWrestleLife.com, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.